going to be a hot one. Scorch ya out there today. Sturm in as Bruins head coach. This was, I would say, expected. This has been reported for weeks that he was one of the front runners for the job. Ty Anderson told us weeks ago that he thought Sturm would be the hire.
3 weeks.
He was, in fact, correct. Sturm, 12-year career as a player, had that game-winning goal in the Winter Classic, the first time the Bruins were in it at Fenway Park, and has been working as a coach, has been working his way up the coaching ranks to get this opportunity to be Bruins head coach. I don't think the coaching hire for the Bruins is going to be the biggest thing that they do this offseason. If the coaching hire is the biggest thing they do this offseason,
you're dead.
They didn't have a very good offseason.
Oh, yeah.
And I think Marco Sturm's success will be largely dependent on the work of the team's general manager, Don Sweeney, and how he reshapes this roster moving forward through free agency, through trades, through the draft, everything that's going on. I think we all agree this is a huge offseason for this team.
It's a good point because I think the previous two coaches, not Joe Sacco, I don't even really include him, but the previous two coaches sort of put the teams in great spots to win. Like they won regular season games. Butchie, he's won playoff games. And those two guys moved on. And you're right. This is the story now. It's not the coach. It's the general manager. Because the general manager now is bigger than the head coach, based on the status of the team and where the team stands, and what the payroll is, and what picks you have coming up. And you better nail these picks, and you better do something for agency here before around the 4th of July, and help bolster this team. Because I don't think people have great expectations for it. This is sort of not a reboot, but you don't have the type of players you've had previous 3 to 4 years. 2 years ago, your team was stacked. It's a weird time, and I texted you guys. It's a weird time in Boston sports right now. And you were right the other day. It seems like the only hope you have is you're clinging for the Patriots right now. Celtics are hurt because the team could get stripped down. The Tatum situation. Look at the Red Sox. It's up and down. Okay, Bruins finally hire a head coach 3 weeks in the making, right? Been talking about this for 3 weeks, and I don't know. I don't think it's that big a deal. Well, I don't know the impact he's going to have.
As far as Sturm goes, age-wise, 46 years old. I like that. I like that he's had a good reputation as a player, has a good reputation as a coach in the AHL. He obviously has been here, and I would advise the Bruins to not play that part up, and they already have this morning. I saw on their social media feeds they're playing up the coming home aspect of Marco Sturm. He's coming home. Is this his home?
Is
Marco Sturm from Boston? I don't believe he's from Boston, and I don't believe he was a career Bruin. He did play here for 5 years, and obviously we just played a highlight of his when he had a pretty, important moment as a Bruin, but I'm sorry.
He was here during an era that we're trying not to repeat right now.
I know.
Are they going to play that stupid song, Coming Home, Coming
So I'm with you,
Home?
Beto. I wouldn't celebrate that.
I wouldn't play that part up, and I wouldn't celebrate it. The thing I would highlight is that Marco Sturm has slowly and methodically worked his way up through the coaching ranks, that he has put in the time, that he is now ready to be elevated to a head coach for the reason of developing young talent, being connected to young players, having the experience of being a first-round draft pick in the NHL, and then having a long career. Like, those are the things that I would be focused on, not the element that he is coming home. And that's what they made the headline out to be this morning. I saw their post. And I'm just thinking to myself, this is the wrong move. Don't focus on that. Focus on the fact that you believe you got a really good coach. Focus on the fact that you think you're going to hire a coach who has success with you moving forward. And is it going to be made the latest scapegoat by the Bruins? Because they have done that now with multiple head coaches
Can't do it again
under Cam and Don Sweeney. Have they not?
Yeah. I don't think this is a Cam or Don or upper management or ownership thing with the title. I think these are modern day sports social media teams. This is where, and I see it sometimes with the Patriots, like, that's an odd tweet to pump that up, but like they don't really get it.
They have had weeks, and I know you just want to blame it on social media teams.
This isn't Red Sox step in it.
But this isn't some spur of the moment haphazard tweet. This is part of a marketing initiative that is happening by them this morning. right? I mean, they've known for how long that Sturm is going to be their coach. If Ty Anderson could tell me 3 weeks ago that Sturm is likely to be the coach, that means that they've had, a month to figure out how they want to position this hire. Right. And I think how they position the hire is important because of all the criticism that Don Sweeney has faced, all the criticism that Cam Neely has faced, and how important people believe this offseason is, and how people are sensitive to, they only hired the guy because he was a Bruin. No, they didn't hire him because he's a Bruin. They hired him because he's probably a good young coaching prospect that is ready to make the leap and be a good coach in this league. So I would just rather they focus on that part of it, that they think they really nailed the hire, and that he will not be made to be the scapegoat if the roster is not good enough to win games.
That's my one and only question here is, why did it take so long?
I wonder. And you know what? This may, in an odd way, T-Bone, reflect positively on them, and that is they waited it out to get who they thought was the best, and that best candidate may have had other potential opportunities that they wanted to wait and see and explore, and that's why they waited for their guy to be ready to take their job. So maybe Marco Sturm's first choice was not coming back to the Bruins, coming home.
Maybe he wasn't the Bruins' first choice.
Yeah, I think that's fair too.
So they missed out on someone else in the last 3+ weeks?
Yeah,
I don't know. I think
goes
maybe
to the Rangers, you know what I mean?
Maybe. That could be it.
It could be that, or were they waiting out Peter DeBoer in Dallas with all the talk about him losing his job?
Well, the Dallas situation to me is one that I think ties directly into why there could have been a wait for multiple reasons. So, listen, I just like the profile of the hire, okay? I'm kind of over the retread coach thing. I'm kind of over that. And so I don't have an issue with the hire. I like the profile of the hire. I think the guy has earned a head coaching job in the league. I think he was likely to get one, whether it be here or somewhere else, now or in the next couple of seasons. So that to me feels like hey, this is a longer-term hire. It's not a guy we're going to blow out the door in a year and blame. We're not going to Dave Lewis him. Okay? We're going to actually build something here with this coach.
We're going to wait 2 years.
Like, if you bring in the retread, what are we saying? If you bring in the older, name your guy.
Torts.
If you bring in Torts, what are we saying? He's here for a year or two and he's gone. He's going to blow it out.
Yeah.
Not going to build anything with him. They're just bringing him in here to yell at guys and get everybody's attention, and then they're going to blow him out of here in a year or two. Don't you feel that's what we would say?
Yeah.
So I would rather
entertainment value.
Yeah, I would kind of rather have this and a guy who's going to be more invested in the team and the players on this team and in this system than I would one of the older guys.
If it's right, this guy should outlast Donnie. Like tenure-wise.
If it's wrong, it'll be the last coaching hire he's made.
Yep.
That might be part of why it took so long, too. He's dotting his I's, crossing his T's.
Well, that should happen with any coaching search, though, too, right? You shouldn't be like, my job's safe, so I'll just kind of throw some darts at the board and figure out who I want to coach this team. Ultimately, though, it's what Sweeney does next.
I agree. It's more on him than anybody else.
What are you going to do with this roster this offseason?
Yeah, bullseyes on him. Yeah.
So I think this is going to be a reflection of his work, right? If Sturm is a good coach, it will likely be because, he's got better players that Don Sweeney has been able to acquire. If he's bad and the roster's bad, I don't want to blame the coach. I'd rather look at the general manager. And so, yeah, you're right. If you think your job's secure and you just throw the dart at the board and you hurry the hire, that's not smart. So I'm not all that upset that they took their time to get here and arrive at this point. They did a thorough search. You have to give them credit for that.
Well, they were the last team.
They are the anti-Patriots in this regard. They do thorough coaching searches. The Patriots don't do any searches. They search for nothing. Bill Belichick, we know him. We almost hired him 5 years ago. Gerard Mayo, he's my boy. Mike Vrabel, welcome home, Mike. Right? I mean, they don't do any searches. They just hire their people and their friends. So I just would like the Bruins to de-emphasize that element of it because they did do the work. They did do the interview. They had tons of guys that they talked to and brought here to go through a process. And so give them credit for that. I know you're all pissed at Sweeney. I know you're in the stands calling for his firing. Give them at least credit for doing a thorough search on this one. I feel they deserve that. And we know that if the team is good, it will be because they reshaped and remolded this roster into something that was far better than what you saw at the end of last season.